with the
let me
Bulls coming into the era.
let me play what Ron Harper said about the errors, because he was actually about that as well.
We were talking before we came on about the state of today's game. Most games turn into 3-point shooting contests. Teams are shooting 40, 50 threes. What is, do you enjoy today's game? And what are your thoughts on the way the NBA has evolved?
No, yeah. I don't enjoy today's game. I really tell people this, and they tell us that us old guys hate on what today's ball game is. If you can really understand what the game is, if you take 100 shots and you shoot 63s and you make 20, that's a very low percentage. If you shoot 62 and you making 40 to 45, that's a high percentage. So they got these analytical guys who ain't ever touched a basketball or play. And you want to tell us how to run what the game that we do? Steph Curry didn't ruin what basketball is. Steph Curry and Klay Thomas can shoot the lights off the basketball. If every team had two of them guys, we can talk about this.
Yeah.
But when you shooting 32%, 28 from the three-point line, and you still out there jacking up threes, if I'm your coach, you're going to hear this sound.
Yeah. Somebody coming out. Somebody coming out.
Let me talk to you, buddy. As MJ say, you're playing hard, but you hurt me.
Yeah, you're playing hard, but you're hurting us. You're hurting us.
I need you to give me some 2-pointers. I need you to give me some two. I need you to play some defense. Give me some 2-pointers. I don't need you going 3 for 12. Now, if you're gonna make 8 for 12, shoot them. Well, we're talking about you making 4 for 18. The Boston Celtics shot 61 threes in the first game. That's like me and you going to play horse. And we're going to see how many threes we're going to shoot and make. If you shoot 61 threes, God damn it, you better make half of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But they ended up with like 28 or something.
Yeah,
the Celtics.
They tied the record. They tied the record of makes.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but today's game, and everybody run the same offense.
Yep.
John kick, face, John kick. You get right in front of the rim.
Yeah, throw it to the 3-point line. Yeah.
Yeah. Or 3-on-1 break, run to the 3-point line.
Oh, man. Hey, you got a 3-on-1 break and shoot a 3, you better go in the hole.
Yeah.
You're going to hear that.
now checking in.
Listen, I don't mind, but better go in the hole. Because we can get a 2-point for sure.
Yeah, 3-on-1. You see it every night. It'd be 3-on-1, and no one goes to the rim. They just run right to the 3-point line, and they'll miss it. And you got nothing out of that trip down the floor.
And they think that is cute.
Yeah,
they think it's cute. Like, no, I'm not. I don't know about you guys, but I take a 2-pointer all day.
Me too.
I take 2-pointer all day. But today's game is there's no inside. It's just all outside game. It's only if you can do it, you get 2 points that way. But it's no diversity in what the game's supposed to be like. I'm pretty sure James A. Smith is rolling over in his grave.
Yeah.
Dang, this man said James Naismith rolling over in his grave.
He said something like that.
Yeah. Y'all got it. But look,
with his peach basket.
Don't this sound familiar? Haven't we been saying this for like years on this podcast?
Yeah.
He said draw and kick. We say drive and kick. Drive and kick. Drive, draw the defense, kick. That's it. High screen and roll, drive and kick. Everybody's doing it. 5-man out. Look how Wemby is 7'4",
and they got him playing on perimeter,
and he plays like a guard.
Yeah, like a guard.
I don't care if you got the skill. There's nothing better than you being at the rim. I'm trying to get you at the rim as much as possible. This dude had 8 points against Chet Holmgren against OKC. Can't get put up, dude. Just go in the paint. He's shooting threes left and right. It's insane. These dudes don't know how to play basketball. They don't know how to play against physical. They don't know how to strap up. And the IQ is just horrible the way they think the game, man. And everyone's saying it. They trying to hold it in, but every now and then it seeps out, man. What y'all thoughts though?
I just hate the fact that when they say stuff like that, like there's facts to prove it. It's not hating. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that criticism is always hating, no matter what. It's not as physical as it was. Like he's right. Like what he said was facts. Like that's what we're seeing. We're seeing it happen on the floor on a nightly basis. We're seeing the 3-on-1 3-pointers all the time. We're not seeing physical defense. The refs ain't even allowing physical defense half of the time. So, everything he said was factual. I just wish people
no mid-range game.
No mid-range game, no post. No, who's the best post big right now in the league?
Jokic and Embiid.
Jokic and Embiid, and who else?
The dude from Houston.
Nah,
it should be
Sengun,
Edie.
yeah.
It should be Edie.
Sengun.
It should be Zach Edey from Memphis, but
I remember
Why should it be Edie? Seriously?
Because he's 7'6", 500 pounds.
Yeah, he's gigantic. He ain't got no feet though.
Dude, that man looked like he looked like Andre the Giant.
I like him. We're gonna talk about him when we get to the awards, but I like him.
Yeah, I like
So
him.
where does this start at? Like who do we blame for this? Do we blame the college level because this is the way the game is? Like what level? Is it the scouts? Is it like how do we it'll never go back because they like this 3-point.
Well, the thing of it is, Brittany, everybody keep talking about the defense. We're not physical on defense, but if you're watching the game, they're not physical on offense. Everything is finesse. There's no physicality. So I think if you get people who are attacking offensively, that would have to bring back the physicality on defense, right?
You got to contest.
No, they legislated physical defense out by making the rules where you couldn't play it.
Hand check.
Right, they took it out. Hey, one of the things that stops a lot of this nonsense is defensive 3 in the key. Because what the reason why they did that was because we don't want a 7-footer at the rim stopping from someone like Ja Morant from getting a free drive to the rim or stopping LeBron from getting a free drive to the rim. Just adding that or taking that back out. You can stand in the paint all you want to. If you just do that, that changes half of everything, and everything else is based on what you allow off the dribble with with hand checking. If you're doing the arm bar, you ain't even got to go back to the whole hand check, but the arm bar that they used to allow, the arm bar and defensive three in the key, and then the 10-second I mean all types of stuff they did, but they purposely did this. This was Adam Silver and David Stern.
Of course,
I got a question.
Sports entertainment.
I got a question. For some reason, I have, maybe it's one of them Mandela effect things, but I have a memory of it used to be a foul if you had your back to the basket too long. Was that a thing?
No, that was a 5-second count. Yeah, 5 seconds back to the basket.
Do y'all think that if that was still implemented, that post games would be a lot different?
Wasn't that rule changed because of Charles Barkley?
He was one of the guys.
Pretty sure it was due to him.
Yeah, he was one of them. He used to get the ball in the post when he was with Houston.
Back.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
That was horrible to watch.
Yeah. It was.
No, that was good basketball.
He was so fat. It was just like that was the only way.
I don't know.
It was a whole lot of boom, 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 pow.
It was the only way that he could score too. That's what it seemed like to me at that point.
It was the most effective because who gonna stop that? That man is built like a bomb.
Right.
Hey, so that was my whole bag.
My whole thing.
He didn't have no business getting the ball in the post that year he was with the Rockets. They should not been throwing the ball down there to Charles Barkley, man.
Right.
Only thing he could do at that time was rebound.
All I know is I got excited the other day. I was watching the game and somebody did a jump stop and I got excited. How do I get excited from a jump stop? Because I don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's
Euro J.
Right. I'm just like, oh wow, they actually did a jump stop.
Did y'all watch those?
Still in the league? Because I ain't seen that called in years.
But I mean, it might be, but it's only 3 people posting up now.
What call?
No, you remember 5 seconds close to go. If you D somebody up for 5 seconds and they can't move or whatever.
I've never seen that was a college thing. I've never seen it in the pros. I don't even know if that was in the pros.
I just think
Damn,
that
that was
part of
kinda-
why this is like this right now, like it's all tied together. It's all connected. Yes, Adam Silver legislated defense out of the league, but also, guys, how many players were actually playing for like consistent 20 years? Back then, the shelf life of an NBA player was somewhere around, it could be anywhere from 9 to 15 seasons. You know, and then when Michael Jordan leaves the league, it was kind of like they had to anoint LeBron, call him the chosen one, right? Kobe Bryant was in the league, but how many of those do we see? So when you open things up like this, you have I guess sort of a bigger selection, people that are actually allowed. It's kind of like the everyday man can play basketball. Look at Steph Curry. Look at Wembanyama. Basketball players didn't look like that. They looked like people that, they were born physically. They have all the developments, the skull, the, arms.
Don't you do it.
Like that. They don't look like you could blow them over with,
That's not true. That's not true.
That's
not true. Muggsy Bogues was in the league, and so was Spud, and so was Adams.
Do you remember how strong they were? For how small they were?
Muggsy was built like a
strong, how much they weren't puny.
Yeah, Muggsy definitely had a strong face.
And even if Spud Webb, he was small.
Yeah.
Right. He was kind of small, but the
athleticism. It was cut. Yeah, that was cut.
Remember his vertical, how he was dunking the ball?
Dunking a basketball.
We don't and just I want to make one more point, guys, about this. These guys are so soft today that I don't think we ever heard, I don't remember 90s, 80s. I don't remember any athlete from those eras ever saying that it hurt to slam dunk the ball. In Starting Five documentary, Anthony Edwards is saying that. He's quoted. Podcast P, Paul George is complaining about dunking the ball. We see him go up with these weak, even Jason Tatum, he barely finishes sometimes. In the Olympics, he was missing wide open dunks because they don't want to they're weak. The players today are weak. They're physically, they can't handle anything. Players back then, they were durable. Well, they built themselves to be that way. They worked harder. They looked like real people. Today,
you know what the result of that?
A lot of it
is you get the Michael Jordan and Kendrick Perkins fingers that are all over here when they talking.
Yeah.
You know who started the soft dunk, yo? And it looked so cool when he did it.
Who?
Melo
yes.
would go up with aggression.
And you make such a great point because I think it starts even with him and his agent. They're like, hey, if you play like this, you're going to be able to play longer. You're a little chubby. You're not going to do, there's players are lazy now. They show up to the NBA with a dad bod. Carmelo Anthony was one of the first to do that.
Melo had 7 different body types.
Yeah, Barkley stood up like that too.
We not finna just gloss over
not at first.
Melo era.
Charles Barkley didn't show up to the NBA with a dad bod when he was drafted. He was athletic when he first came. He became fat. He became lazy. Even Shaq. Remember how good Shaq looked when he first came to the NBA?
The first person to show up with a dad bod was Track the Trailer. You remember Track the Trailer?
Yeah.
Robert Trailer?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Barkley, I think, was lazy though because he
had
a conversation when he first came in the league. He was lazy because he had a conversation. I think it was with Moses Malone, and he was like, "Young man, you got to work harder. You got to do it. You got to improve yourself." So he was definitely known to be lazy, but
he just wasn't. He wasn't fat initially. That's all I'm saying.
Now,
he got fat.
When you're young, when you're 21, 19, 20, or whatever, you think that athleticism is going to be there forever.
Yeah.
And then when it go, your bad habits show up. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Vince Carter should tell everybody athleticism does not last forever. It lasted a while, but he had to change his game because that athleticism
started to leave, and it's not a coincidence. His shot got better as his athleticism left because he knew that's what he could do.
That run wasn't working anymore.
LeBron takes off. He takes his rest and he takes his break on defense so that he can exert himself on offense. Guys have been doing this for so long now.
Yeah. Well, so we'll finish with this and then we'll open the phone lines up real quick, take 2 or 3 phone calls. But Y'all talking about how the era was, just, the players was just better athletes then, and and better professionals. And we already remember Dominique Wilkins and a lot of other people talking about Kobe being the last of a dying breed. He was the last of that kind. But Ron Harper played with Jordan and Kobe right on the field, so he got a unique perspective, and he shared it right here.
Now tell our listeners, because not everybody got a chance to play with MJ and play with Kobe. Tell a little bit about your experience playing with both those guys, and how close actually are they, and what separates the two?
Well, rest in peace to my boy Kobe, man. He probably as closer as anyone else to ever gonna be competing with MJ. He was a very complete competitor. He patterned his game, walk and talk like MJ and be like MJ. And them two became special close at the end of my career. And it was very, when you watch MJ and you see him, it's like the same thing. What I tell people, what was separate Kobe from MJ? MJ was about 230 pounds. Kobe was about 210. And the physicality that MJ played with on the offense end and the defensive end will wear him down some. But as far as athletic wise, the same fadeaway, the jump shot, the mid range game, Kobe had all of that and will compete until the end of the day. And love to play every day, all day, like MJ.
Wow.
You guys.
Now tell.
Yeah, I like that he said that, man. But we ain't got to drag that. We can get into the phone calls. I open the phone lines up, and then I get into these super chats as well because I missed some of those. Nino Action Jack Jackson. Thanks for the $10 super chat. O2 Lakers sweep the Bulls. Interesting.
Sweet.
Taco Master, isn't Steve Kerr a huge factor in this matchup? Coach Kerr knows everything about the Bulls. Sure. I mean, I think everybody knew about the Bulls in the triangle. But can you stop it? Because
everybody got a plan to get punched in the mouth.
Exactly. And what the triangle does is it reacts based on they got 3-4 different counters to based on how you defend it. So it wasn't just a accidental basketball where we were spreading the floor and driving and kicking. That's different. But when I get the ball in the post in that triangle and I got a backdoor option, I got a off ball screen option. I got so many different options that can go. I got a dribble handoff, all types of things that can happen based on how you defend it. And we all know those actions. That's tough to defend. It don't matter if you know it or not. Brian, $5 super chat. Regarding today's play style, is it the players or is it the coaches? Don't the players play the way the coaches tell them? That's a good question. Who want to answer that one?
I think the coaches are stifled by the way the NBA wants to be played. You could just look at Popovich. The offense he's running in San Antonio now is not the championship offense that he ran.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think the coaches dictated by the players, though. It's just a different era.
Exactly.
Hey, listen. Well, one player said, he's the coach. I forgot which coach was talking about. He said, "Man, they told him, Rick Pitino. They told Rick Pitino, said, man, look, if we play bad, you get fired."
Yeah, simple as that. They don't
care.
Ain't
nobody run no damn full court.
No coach dictates. If you think you about to come to the NBA and dictate, then you gonna have a short career in the NBA as a coach.
Yeah,
not gonna dictate.
I think it's a combination of things that, like you guys are saying, and some things that Mel has said in the past about refereeing. Right? It's a matter of what the NBA wants. What the refs are, the direction that they've been sort of given, and also what the coaches are coaching their teams to, and when they're able to pull those levers. Right? So Ime Udoka, he was training and coaching the Celtics team that year, that finals run, to be hyper defensive, and they were allowed to do that, right, to Kevin Durant's team, but they weren't always allowed to do it, and they had to figure out what the refs were going to allow, when to pull that defensive lever and when to pull it back. So, and to work around it. So I think it's just like all those things sort of have to align, and players, coaches, everybody's got to kind of get on the same page. But some players are not going to be defensive, and the coaches have to then kind of coach the rest of the team to that, like what we see with the Mavs and Luka Doncic. I think it's situational on every team too.
All right, Funky Town on the line. Go ahead, bro.
Funky Town.
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
We good. We good. You got 35 seconds.
I'm gonna take 45.
All right, good. You got it.
Hey, like I was saying on Dom's show last night, same situation. Harper he's trying to tell everybody, he's trying to show everybody how far afield we are from what basketball's supposed to be, what the game of basketball is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to be a cookie cutter. Everybody looks the same way. Everybody's doing the same thing. You're supposed to have coaches that are there who are masters at their craft. They know what they're doing. They can figure out, make adjustments. We don't have that anymore. You got players who, again, your superstars back in the day were the ones who made adjustments for the personnel they got around them versus, no, I'm going to change and I'm going to make sure I got the personnel I want around me. And I'm going to play how I want to play. And so you got LaFlop up here picking out, I'm gonna run my offense wherever I go. He's never gone to got up underneath a good coach that was going to teach him and a winning system. No, he wants to. He has to be able to dribble the ball for 20 seconds, and then everybody else be ready to react. Versus, I'm gonna get in where I fit in. So I'm gonna say it like I said it last night. This generation, and it's been for a while, from them not calling carries, from them not calling travels, for the softness of the defense, for not having defense be a real part of the game anymore, like trying to legislate it out. They've ruined the game that way, and that's the thing that, like I said, the WNBA is a better product to watch. Seriously, I mean, the NBA to me it's a bore fest, and it's been that way for well over 15 years, as far as I'm concerned.
That's a fact.
But yeah, that's how I look at it.
The whole thing of whether you watching, Groundhog Day, everybody doing 5-man out, high screen and roll, or you watching a team get absolutely hosed by the ref, and you can just see it that it's rigged right in front of your face, man. So between those two things, man, it makes it unwatchable a lot, man. But thanks for the call.
And Mel,
yeah, go ahead.
One more thing, Mel. I know you noticed what Harper said about the passing and how like how certain things they do as a regular were like, they were verboten. You couldn't do it back then because it was a lowest percentage pass.
Correct.
But they do it all the time now.
Oh, so you watched it. You seen the whole interview then, huh?
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. Y'all got to go check that out, man. Give me the hot sauce, man, because he went. I ain't even play all of it, but he was describing a lot of it, man. It's like going to school, man. Yeah. You should go check that out, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great one. Keep going.
Thanks, bro. Yep. All right, let's get one more phone call. Shout out to my homeboy Brooklyn in the house, man. I just seen you in the comment section, man. Shout out to Brooklyn, man. Call in, Brooklyn. Let me hear your thoughts on this. We get one more phone call in. Maybe two if they quick. Maybe two.
Come on, y'all.
My dog Greg Anderson, what's good? So your witness.
What's going on?
What up, Greg?
Check this out. What's going on, y'all? Now check this out. I think the biggest problem in the league, like you said, it is the 3-point shooting. So everybody tried to adopt the style of the Golden State Warriors, and they didn't have the personnel. And I'm gonna take y'all back to 2010 when the Miami Heat lost to the Mavs. What did they do? They went with that five out offense. Remember when he said Coach Spo went to Oregon, the Oregon coach, and learned the spread offense. Mm-hmm. That's what started it. And so I looked up some stats. 3-point shooting went from, in 2011 it was 18 a game. Now it's 37 a game. So It's like right now it's just like a glorified 3-point contest. And I just want to go. I just want to go back to one comment when y'all were talking about the 72-9 Warriors and the 72-10 Bulls. There's no way that team will beat the Bulls. As you stated before, the thing that gave that team some problems was physicality. You will neutralize people like Sean Livingston because he used to get off in the mid post, shooting that little mid range. But guess what? He can't post up Ron Harper because he's just as tall, just as physical, and Sean Livingston only $190.
Yeah,
with 2 rows of quarters in his pocket.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so it's no way they beating that Bulls team because at the end of the day, I'm not putting my money on nobody except Michael Jordan because we to this day we haven't seen him lose in the finals, and to this day I've seen all the other guys lose in the finals. So I'll take your comments off there.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Greg. I got nothing for that.